For years, Jimin's Serendipity has been remembered as one of the most iconic solo stages in BTS history. With its soft piano chords, tender lyrics, and the way Jimin delivered each note like a whispered secret, the performance became a defining moment in his career. But for a young trainee named James, it was more than just a performance. It was the very reason he chose to step into the world of K-pop. On the G-Park radio show this August 2025, James revealed his truth to the world. That day, when I first saw Jimin Sunbanim singing Serendipity, something inside me moved. It felt like he was speaking to my heart directly. That was the exact moment I decided, if this is what music can do, then I want to dedicate my life to it. His words struck a chord not only with ARMY, but also with the entire K-pop industry. Because what James described was not just admiration, it was transformation. What makes Serendipity so unforgettable? Critics and fans agree. It's not just the melody, not just the choreography, not even the vocals alone. It's the combination of vulnerability and intimacy that Jimin brings. When the song was first released in 2017, it was praised as a tender love letter wrapped in warmth. Jimin's ability to look into the camera and make each viewer feel like the song was meant for them created an atmosphere rarely seen in K-pop. Years later, its impact remains so powerful that even idols like James, who were once trainees watching from the sidelines, carry it in their hearts as the reason they pursued this career. Music professor Kim Hyung-soo from Seoul National University once said in a lecture, "Jimin does something that very few performers can. He doesn't perform to the audience, he performs with them." That is why Serendipity feels like a shared moment, not a spectacle. It's intimate, almost sacred. When James's confession went viral, fans quickly began trending "Idol of Idols, Jimin." The phrase might sound simple, but in the world of K-pop, it carries weight. Being called an idol already means being admired by millions of fans, but being the idol of other idols, that's something far rarer. It places Jimin in the same league as legendary performers whose artistry becomes a blueprint for others. Fans compiled past interviews where other idols mention Jimin as their role model. From rookies in survival shows practicing his dance moves to established artists studying his stage presence, Jimin's name appears again and again. For ARMY, this was proof of something they always believed. Jimin isn't just successful, he's influential. His artistry shapes the future of K-pop itself. Within hours of James's words airing, social media exploded. ARMY flooded X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with reactions, edits, and side-by-side clips of Jimin's Serendipity performance with James's statements. One viral fan post read, "When idols admit that Jimin inspired them, it shows how deep his legacy runs. This is why he's timeless." Another fan wrote, "James is brave for admitting it, but he's not the only one. We know many idols have walked this path because of Jimin." Even non-fans began to take notice. Articles appeared across entertainment portals highlighting the story, proving that Jimin's impact goes beyond fandom. It resonates with the general public, too. James's confession has reignited conversations about how Jimin has shaped the larger music industry. In K-pop training rooms, trainees often choose Jimin's performances as references for singing and dancing practice. His ability to blend fluid movements with emotional depth makes him a perfect study subject. In global pop culture, Western artists and choreographers have cited Jimin as one of the most captivating performers of the modern era. Among future idols, new groups debuting in 2024 and 2025 frequently mention BTS as their biggest inspiration. But when pressed further, many name Jimin specifically for his artistry. This ripple effect means that Jimin isn't just influencing fans, he's shaping the next decade of K-pop idols. What makes the story even more symbolic is its timing. Jimin officially completed his military service in June 2025, alongside Jungkook. Their discharge marked the moment BTS became a complete seven again for the first time in years. For fans, hearing James's story just weeks after Jimin's return felt like fate. It reminded them that even when Jimin was away, his artistry continued to live on in the hearts of fans and aspiring idols alike. Now, with BTS preparing for their highly anticipated 2026 comeback album and world tour, the spotlight is once again on Jimin. Industry insiders speculate that he may play a central creative role in the album, given his history of contributing deeply to choreography, stage concepts, and emotional delivery. What does it mean to be called the idol of idols? It means that Jimin has transcended the traditional boundaries of stardom. He's no longer just a performer admired by millions. He is an artist who shapes other artists. James's confession is just one story, but it is proof of a truth ARMY has known for years. Jimin is not just part of BTS. He is a phenomenon within himself. As the music industry looks toward 2026 with BTS preparing their biggest project yet, fans and experts alike agree. Jimin's legacy will not only be measured in chart numbers or streaming milestones, it will be measured in the dreams of every young idol who, like James, watched Serendipity and felt their destiny shift. And that is why, in 2025 and beyond, Jimin will always be remembered as the true idol of idols. James's confession on radio may have lasted only a few minutes, but its ripple effect continues to grow. In the days that followed, music journalists, critics, and even other K-pop idols began weighing in on the story. Several rookie idols admitted privately to reporters that they too had been influenced by Jimin, but had never said it publicly until James did. Suddenly, it felt like a door had opened. If James could bravely admit that BTS's Jimin inspired his dream, then others could as well. ARMY began collecting these testimonies, posting compilation threads of idols over the years who mentioned Jimin by name. From the soft-voiced rookies who practice his vocal runs late at night to dancers who studied his fluid contemporary moves, Jimin's imprint was everywhere. It became clear, Jimin was not just an idol, he was a movement. Why Serendipity? Why this song? On the surface, it's a simple ballad, minimalist instrumentals, soft beats, Jimin's delicate falsetto. But beneath the surface lies a treasure chest of artistry. For many, the song became an emotional lifeline. It wasn't just about romance, it was about destiny, comfort, and self-discovery. Fans struggling with loneliness or insecurity found solace in Jimin's voice, which carried both fragility and strength. For James, Serendipity was the spark that ignited a dream. He didn't just hear the song, he saw himself in Jimin. He realized that one performance could change the trajectory of a life. And now, years later, that moment of inspiration had come full circle, with James standing as an idol of his own right. The secret of Serendipity is that it was never just a song. It was a seed, and Jimin planted it in countless hearts around the world. In K-pop, admiration usually flows one way, from fans to idols. But when admiration flows from idol to idol, it creates something far more rare: legacy. That's why James's words shook the industry. It wasn't just about him. It was about what Jimin represents. Other idols began quietly sharing their stories. Some said they became dancers because of Jimin's live stages. Others admitted they studied his expressions and stage presence like textbooks before debut. Even vocal trainers began referencing Jimin's ability to control falsetto and breath as a model for young trainees. It wasn't exaggeration. It was fact. Jimin had become the idol's idol. The ARMY community has always been deeply protective of Jimin. They know how much he has given. His endless rehearsals, his perfectionism, his emotional vulnerability on stage. To see him recognized not just by fans, but by fellow idols, felt like justice. ARMYs across social platforms shared personal stories of how Jimin inspired them to chase dreams, whether in music, art, or simply the courage to live authentically. One fan wrote, When I felt invisible, Jimin's voice reminded me I was seen. Now knowing he inspired idols too, it feels like proof that his light reaches everyone. This collective pride became a celebration. For ARMY, it wasn't just about James's confession. It was about Jimin finally being acknowledged on a global scale as the quiet yet unstoppable force shaping the next era of K-pop. Timing is everything. Jimin had only just completed his military service in June 2025, and the entire world was waiting to see what role he would play in BTS's reunion. Now, with the buzz of James's words still echoing, Jimin's name was once again at the center of headlines. Entertainment outlets speculated whether Jimin would release a solo comeback before BTS's group return. Industry insiders whispered that Jimin was already preparing something intimate, powerful, and world-shaping.